പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റിന്റെ അടുത്ത ഒരു എപ്പിസോഡിലേക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും സ്വാഗതം. ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ കവർ ചെയ്യാൻ പോകുന്നത് മാൻ യുണൈറ്റഡിന്റെ പ്രിവ്യൂ ആണ്. എൻ്റെ കൂടെ ചേർന്നിരിക്കുന്ന 3 മാൻ യുണൈറ്റഡ് ഫാൻസ് ആണ്. വലിയ ശല്യക്കാരാ. ശ്യാം, ശ്രീജിത്ത് ആൻഡ് ബല.
So who is according to you guys the key players going to be going into the season as is right now? I mean, there's still talks that Sancho might come in or may not come in, or there may be a replacement coming in, but who knows? You know, let's leave that to
Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to say Bruno Fernandes, and hope I'm a big I'm against VAR as I've as loudly protested against it, but
hey, Bruno wants
VAR and Bruno
penalties without VAR, man.
I don't care how they come, as they say. So I'm gonna back Bruno to have a very good season based on what I've seen so far, and he looks hungry. He looks like a perfect fit. So I'm thinking he's going to be the key player, and the goals I think are going to be spread across. I think the good thing that for me was the fact that our front three scored more goals than the Liverpool front three, right? So and Liverpool front three is
Liverpool's the front two.
Liverpool
front two and a defensive midfielder. CDM.
You would have had
Bruno character. He brings a lot of. He's a character in the dressing room. He's a character on the ground. He brings a lot of bite to the team. The rest of the team is a little young and a little raw. You remember that Man City game where he asked Pep Guardiola to keep quiet, right?
Yeah. I think
killer.
That just showed the man that he is, and he has the bravery to sort of do that in a big game situation.
We are missing that in the defense. Yeah, we are missing that leadership in the defense. We have.
You have Harry Maguire, man. What are you saying?
Yeah, so I think apart from his Greece incident, I don't think he has shown any leadership skills as such. I know he's the captain, but he was a player. I really liked, and he was very excited when he came from Leicester. He has banged in those goals against us when he was playing for Leicester. But he's been a pale shadow of himself. Maybe I don't know. The pressure got to him. The big club, the captaincy. I'm not sure. He's not formed. Looks like sometimes Lindelof and Harry Maguire. I was reading an article which said the back four probably don't even talk to each other before a game. So I feel there is no camaraderie going in that team.
So I think the back four. For a long time, we were trying to get them on the same page, but then we found out they're not even reading the same book. So that's what the back four right now is. It's pathetic. So
I think that includes actually the back five, Bala. So
actually that is where that is where I'm trying to see what Henderson can do in terms of marshalling these people in front of him, right? So maybe that is some place where he can actually do something better than David De Gea, who might be natural shot stopper, but as a marshal of defending, right? Positioning your defenders in a way that cuts off the opposition. I think Henderson might do better. I do not know. I would like to find out.
I think communication is also a big factor. So David, I don't know how much English he speaks, but to pull Van Bissaka or Harry Maguire or Luke Shaw into position, Henderson might. There is a lot of factors, right? I mean, quality is just one thing. Then the other thing is how you interact with your teammates. There is this synergy that you have to have with your defense. That probably Dean Henderson might bring in a lot more than De Gea, even though De Gea is a superior keeper quality wise. So at some point, that's why it said that choice was really interesting. Whoever did it to keep Henderson at the club. Because it'll be an interesting choice to make for Solskjaer at one point, whether he should go with Henderson just to keep it all together. We'll see.
Can you imagine Champions League knockout leg where we sub in De Gea for the penalty kicks? That would be.
That's Louis Van Gaal. I don't think Ole would do that ever.
You need a Louis Van Gaal and you need a Tim Krul for that.
Yeah.
No, but jokes aside, looking at that topic of who is the key player for United, right? To me, and as much as it hurts me to say this, the key player is actually going to be Greenwood for me actually, because he had a terrific debut year, but the sophomore year is where the slump might come in. And given where we are the transfers, we cannot afford a sophomore slump. So Greenwood has to deliver now. Now he has to become a 20-goal kind of a player in the forward line. Unfortunately, that's the reality of what our transfer window has turned out to be. So how Greenwood copes with that is what I'm interested. He's already showing some cracks in the England lineup with his unfortunate headlines recently. I hope it doesn't affect his scoring because the boy is a natural scorer and I love to watch him play. So
I think he was trying to score anyway.
Yeah, he was trying to score. Yeah, but yeah, not the kind of games that we want them scoring in. So.
Yeah.
So I think from my viewpoint, I think the key player, just like Srijit was mentioning, I think the key player would be Harry Maguire. Just because we are short of defenders, just brings out a lot more importance of his role in the team. And with this being his second season with United, I think his first season, Srijit പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ അത്ര hopeless ആയെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നില്ല. He still did a really good job in my opinion, coming into a new team and then being the talisman in the defense. I think he adapted to that role pretty well.
He was not vocal as a captain, is what I meant.
Yeah, he wasn't vocal, but he was new to the team and all that thing. But I think from a playing perspective, I think he did okay. I mean, it would have been a 6.5 out of 10 season for him. In the sense like he really improved our defense in the sense like people only look at the Twitter highlights and those things, YouTube highlights and all that, but in the sense like the calmness he brings and the calmness in possession, those things I think really helped the defense to improve this past season. And I think I'm hoping that he's bringing out the Leicester form back to United this season, because he's going to be as important as anyone in the squad to give us if we have to get anywhere close to the top 4, or considering other teams have already strengthened, and Mourinho is also strengthening. As we know, this week he's looking for Reguilon and Bale as well. So he is also strengthening from his side. Chelsea have already strengthened.
Looking at competition, we are behind Chelsea because of the way they have strengthened. Right now, we are behind Arsenal because of the way that they have strengthened. We are a little behind Spurs maybe because of the way that they have strengthened. So the only team that we are ahead of is Liverpool. So Liverpool, no Champions League football for you this season. I'm sorry. Hate to say this.
See about that.
I have to really see how Chelsea gel all those talent together. So I saw the first game. Even in my FPL team, I have not taken Tim Werner. I think again it's a wishful thinking. Probably I think he may not bang those goals that everyone's expecting him to bang in.
So
there's a whole gelling.
What is your expectation, Bala? I think Bala or Srijit, what is your expectation for United then? If Chelsea have strengthened, Tottenham have strengthened.
I think it's going to be a top 4. I still think it's a top 4 finish. Again, this time we will be the 4th team. I think it will be City, Chelsea, Pool in whatever order. I don't really care, but I think we will be in there in contention, quote unquote, if everyone's injury free. I think Arsenal will run close. So will Tottenham, but I don't think they will. I think we will eke out maybe a last day finish just like this time. I think we will be 4th, but I don't see any silverware coming. That's my only pet peeve.
So it is City, Chelsea, Arsenal, and United.
No. I know our moderator is a Pool fan, but he's wearing a Barca jersey today, so we'll let him go.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, in my opinion, we should be going for the title, but I don't see that happening. So this jersey is actually a reminder of where we were in the CL final in 2008. So in the CL run also, I don't see them going far. Maybe if we get the tactics right, if we get some luck, we probably might get to the quarterfinal stage, but I don't think we will go beyond that. Because at quarterfinal, you're going to get the strongest teams. And I don't think this squad has enough depth or quality to actually get past any of those Bayern Munich or Barcelona or Real Madrid at this point, or even Manchester City to that. Even though it pains a lot, it is the truth.
Yeah.
Bala, what is your expectation?
What do you think in terms of predictions? Where will you land?
Predictions, I think it's a little dire. I think we finish 5th. I think Ole prioritizes one of the domestic cups. Hopefully, it's the FA Cup because that gives you, a backdoor entry back into the Champions League or whatever, the case, right? So I think that's going to be a more realistic target. And the reason I put my hopes on the FA Cup is because this season with the Corona shortening and everything, there are going to be no replays in the FA Cup. There are going to be no two-legged Carabao Cup semi-finals. There's all going to be a knockout. So with a little bit of luck, we could see maybe some of our potential difficult opponents removed out of our way. Who knows? Maybe we could luck our way into a FA Cup, right? So that might be a decent showing for the absolute cataclysmic transfer window that we have had. So I think a 5th place finish, I would be happy even if I am, finishing 5th. I'd be happy if it's above Liverpool. So that's all that matters.
All the best with that, my friend. All the best with that.
Thank you. We will take luck. We will take luck any which way it comes.
My prediction for Manchester United is that if you strengthen further in this window with a centre back and an attacking player, or even a midfielder for that matter, then you would probably end up 3rd or 4th. But if not, 5th or 6th, with probably a cup run, which is like you're hinging your entire season on 5 or 6 games, right? Yeah, not bad for Alex Ferguson's Man United to hope for an FA Cup. Oh, the mighty have fallen.
That
the
was
elevators,
a low blow, actually.
The elevators go both ways. Come down.
Yes.
And it will stay on for
years.
No, speaking about transfer windows, I think the only team we have done better than is Liverpool, right? So I think that's I think that's the only.
So if you go
if you go by that logic.
If you go by that logic, then we'll do better than Liverpool, right? Yeah. Realistically and really pessimistically, if you look at it, I really hope Ole completes the season, because being at Woodward, he is not going to invest the money. I mean, if we don't sign any more players, I really hope he's here until the end of the season. Because if we are all predicting, if we miss out on Champions League, I really think Woodward will sack him and then keep covered by pulling in Pochettino or something like that.
No. The thing is, right? This is the trend that Ed Woodward has, right? So he'll throw the coach under the bus after they fail to invest in the window
market,
that leads into the Champions League entry, and then they get a new and rinse repeat, right? But I think this time Ed Woodward has learned his lesson. Okay, with Mourinho, he did an ill-fated contract extension as well. I believe they're still paying Mourinho now for the sack. Ole is not on the same wage scale as any of these big managers. Ole is still a popular choice for the United faithful. He will let Ole stay. I think it is in Ed Woodward's best interest to keep Ole, even if Ole misses out on top.
I agree.
See, that's the only thing. So what I would really hope to see, what I'm praying is Ole does not lose heart, because it's going to be a dire season, and he keeps his mind that, okay, I'll still be here. I'll still get the players I want only 1 year later. Maybe I could do some damage then. I don't know. That's looking at it like glass half full, half empty at the same time.
The positive thing with Ole is at least he likes United just as much as any other fan. So he's not a manager like Mourinho or LVG who's just here to add to the resume. He's here for the passion for the club, and and I think that just for that reason, I think he will, even though he will struggle with the squad depth and all that, I think he'll dig deep and then try to put some academy players or bring some players back from loan and try to complete the season at least. I mean, complete the season with some competitiveness is what I meant. So I'm hopeful for the season. At the same time, there is a lot of thought about what could have been in the transfer window, especially in the transfer window where a lot of lot of teams
were
still
open,
like
right?
looking to sell.
You could still strengthen. The window still open. You could.
Yeah, but I'm worried about the people we are being connected with. Gareth Bale, really, yeah. So Reguilon already.
Bale
at that point, I mean, Anirudh, I think we are at that point, Anirudh. I think we are at that point where we are really exposed. Where every team knows that you are desperate and you do not have any strategy. So any player that you're going to get
template every year. This is the template every year. We tell everybody, we shout from rooftops that we need a midfielder. Then we will go and bargain like in a vegetable market. We'll try to reduce, and end up buying the same player for 1.5 times the amount in the next window. So I wouldn't be surprised if we sign Sancho paying $150 million pounds in the next in the January summer transfer window or whenever that is.
No, the thing is, right, same point, right? So we are not able to land a player where there is not even a competing club with a bid.
Correct.
We are the only bloody club bidding and talking about Sancho. And we can't close that damn deal over this many months, weeks, whatever it is. I don't have much hope for the last 2 weeks. And even if they do sign somebody, it will be somebody like a Marwan Fellaini. I don't have any hope on that being a competent player.
Even if we sign somebody, it's going to be a quick fix. That's what they're going to look for.
I think what you need is Alec Baldwin. Always be closing.
What we need is Alex Ferguson, man.
Yeah. Yes.
Actually, not even Ferguson. Even if we had somebody half decent like David Gill as our, running the football side of things would have been so much different.
Yeah.
We need a DOF.
I think, Bala, it's a time for that drink.
It's a time for the drink. Or two.
Yeah. Or 2 or 3.
No, that would be the season basically, Bala. Save some for it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining.